Greetings, we give you the news on Luntha television. My name is Bernard Manza. Our top stories. Pope Francis appeals for release of prisoners of war. Government affirms commitment to water infrastructure development in undeserved communities. Wakuda Kamanga joins National Development Party hours after being suspended from AFOD. And in other news, Dubai submerged in floods as UAE gets over a year's worth of rain in hours. Now we give you the news in detail. Pope Francis drew attention to the situation of prisoners of war in countries affected by conflict during his remarks on Wednesday. Speaking spontaneously after the general audience, the Pope offered prayers for their release and condemned the widespread torture endured by many of them. We have a Vatican News report being read by Tandiwe Mzumara.
The Pontiff issued a plea for the release of prisoners of war in the Holy Land, Palestine, Israel and Ukraine, praying for divine intervention to secure their freedom. He expressed particular concern for those subjected to torture, which violates human dignity. In his address during the general audience, Pope Francis continued his teachings on vices and virtues, focusing on the cardinal virtue of temperance. He emphasized that self-control enables individuals to appreciate life more deeply and joyfully, likening it to savoring a glass of wine slowly rather than consuming it hastily. He remarked that temperate individuals possess the ability to choose their words carefully and discern when to speak and when to remain silent, managing their emotions effectively. The Pope praised the virtue of balance as a rare and valuable gift of the temperate person.
The Salesians of Don Bosco have today commenced their 11th provincial chapter meeting in Malawi's capital, Lilongwe. This is said to be the most important meeting for this Catholic religious congregation, as delegates will reflect on the direction of the congregation in the next 6 years. The opening Eucharistic celebration earlier today was presided over by the Most Reverend George Desmond Tambala, Archbishop of Lilongwe, together with the Right Reverend Clement Mulenga, Bishop of the Diocese of Kabwe in the Central Province of Zambia. Superiors of different Salesian communities in Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Namibia and Botswana are attending the chapter, which will run up to Sunday, the 21st of April 2024, under the theme Passionate About Jesus, dedicated to the young. On Sunday, the delegates are expected to attend the Salesian Provincial Community Day at Don Bosco Parish in Area 23, Lilongwe. Minister of Water and Sanitation Abida Mia has reiterated the government's unwavering commitment to improving water infrastructure and meeting the needs of communities often overlooked. Speaking at the Lilongwe Water Bowl ceremony earlier today, where she presided over the handover of a water tank at Waira Hospital and Imazi Kiosk in Biwi, and the commissioning of the Area 23 Service Center, Mayor emphasized the importance of ensuring equitable access to clean water for all citizens. Our reporter Bridget Mwanoka has compiled a report being read by Tandiwe Mzumara.
Mia emphasized the pivotal role of kiosks as crucial distribution hubs, particularly in regions where establishing direct connections to water poses challenges. She noted that the installation of water tanks at these kiosks and the launch of the Area 23 Service Centre underscore Lilongwe Water Board's commitment to guaranteeing a dependable water provision for residents.
Under his leadership of His Excellency Dr. Lazarus Makati Chakwera, we would like to at least cover at least 90 or to 95% by 2030. Unfortunately, we're having setbacks because of the flooding and the cyclones. As you saw with the recent flooding, some of the systems are actually in water, where you saw videos of people actually pumping their boreholes that were already submerged. So pipes get washed away, and that is also very costly. So we just pray that climate change does not affect us so much in our sector and other sectors as well, because this is it brings us backwards instead of going forward.
Chairperson of Lilongwe Water Board, His Royal Majesty Inkosi Yamakhosi Mbera V, stressed that the board has already provided free connections to 20,000 out of 25,000 households, aiming to improve access to clean and safe water.
When we're talking about free water connection, cumulatively, so far we've done more than 20,000 connections, and we're hopeful that come to the end of this financial year we've started, we'll be hitting probably around 25,000 connections. That's our target for this year. So we're happy as well that when we connect these people, it's not like they're failing to pay the bills. We're happy because they're also paying the bills. As you're aware, the element of free water connection is only on the connection where it is free. But we still want these people to pay bills. And I can happily say that people are complying and they're paying bills.
Meanwhile, Minister of Water and Sanitation Abida Mia has assured residents of Lilongwe and surrounding areas of consistent and dependable access to clean and safe water, which will help in addressing a critical need for the community's well-being and development.
That was Tandiwe Mzumara with a report compiled by Bridget Manoka. Non-governmental organizations say they understand that their lobby for good governance in government institutions demand that as non-state actors, they must be good examples. This understanding is now being actualized during the resumption of Sector Forum, a grouping of sector networks who coordinate other NGOs in their sectors to be able to provide reports to government, which is a requirement. Council for Non-Governmental Organizations Kongoma Executive Director Ronald Mtonga says having reports done at sector level could be a good starting point. Rather, as Robert Edward spoke to Mtonga.
Is the coordination of government. Because government wants to receive reports from civil society. And we felt that having the reports done at second level would be a starting point. That we can have all NGOs reporting and then having one ground to report to government. So that's what I commented, because the National Planning Commission is very clear that they want to have NGOs part of the government reports and not to start from ourselves. Because the NGOs, what we are telling as Kongoma is NGOs should be the first ones to be well governed. They should call government to be well governed when they are already sorted out in their own backyard. So we want our NGOs to be well coordinated, well governed, but also complying with the rules of governance. So for them to do that, we want them to start now, starting capacity building of these NGOs, and how they can manage their boards, how they should meet in their localities, and so on and so forth.
During the Sector Technical Forum in Lilongwe area today, the forum agreed to have Charles Mkoka, who is the Executive Director for Coordination Union for the Rehabilitation of the Environment, to lead the committee. In an interview, Mkoka said their main focus will be ensuring that there is a coordination among the members, especially from the networks.
Yeah, just ensure that there is enhanced coordination between the various members, especially from the network themselves. We have those from health, environment, agriculture, nutrition, and the whole idea of saying that we need to come together was to make sure that we work together as a unit. We share experiences, issues related to collaboration, but also most importantly, make sure that we bring the reports that are up to date in the various interventions that the non-state actors are doing.
Former Alliance for Democracy AFOD Secretary General Wakuda Kamanga has joined the newly formed National Development Party (NDP), being led by Frank Tumpali Mwenifumbo. Kamanga has joined together with former AFOD Director of Events Judith Manganda. The development comes barely hours after AFOD, through its publicity secretary, announced the suspension of the two on grounds that they were leaking confidential information to the Malawi Congress Party. Herbert Katanda reports.
The duo announced the developments during a media briefing on Wednesday in the capital Lilongwe. Both Kamanga and Manganda have claimed that they have left AFOD due to harassment, which some AFOD youth subjected Kamanga to on the 4th of April 2024 at the party's headquarters. Kamanga told members of the press that he was assaulted in his office and that he believes the move is foul play by some party members who want to tarnish his image. Kamanga, however, described the allegations as a blue lie. Efforts to speak to AFOD spokesperson Amatula Ane proved futile as her phone went unanswered. 2 weeks ago, youth from the party chased Kamanga out of his office, accusing him of diverging the party's secrets to the governing Malawi Congress Party. The youth, who carried placards containing hate messages against Kamanga, stormed the party's headquarters in Area 47 Lilongwe and removed him from his chair and relocated his table to the reception area, according to a video clip we have seen. But MCB spokesperson Ezekiel Chingoma was on Wednesday quoted by local media as having described the claims as laughable. For Luntha News in Lilongwe, I'm Herbert Katanda.
Remember that you are watching the news bulletin here on Luntha Television, and you are with me, Bernard Mwanza. We'll be back shortly.
Kodi zabwino inuwayi? Lusoregi Malawi yakubweretserani maphunziro a ntchito zamanja kuyambira pa 6 May 2024 ndi kupeza certificate ndi zida zoyambira kuma repairing courses, ndipo makosi ali motere omwe ndi 85,000 kwacha: ICT computer use, tailoring and fashion design, electrical and solar installation, video production, audio production, phone repairing, computer repairing, screen printing, electronics repairing, komanso decoration omwe ndi 200,000 kwacha ali motere, catering, welding, plumbing, komanso hair and makeup, ndipo registration ndi 5,000 kwacha yokha basi.
Kuli mulembetse imbani foni ku manambala awa 09955454449 kapena 0888114412 kapena feni kumafesa athu anali ku Lilongwe mu White Force moyandikana ndi Admaki, Blantyre, Yanax City Plaza Building, Limbi, Mzuzu opposite Maniketi Ansika, Roma Hardware.
Welcome back, and now a reminder of our top stories.
Pope Francis appeals for release of prisoners of war. Government affirms commitment to water infrastructure development in undeserved communities. Wakuda Kamanga joins National Development Party hours after being suspended from AFOD. And in other news, Dubai submerged in floods as UAE gets over a year's worth of rain in hours.
Moving on, government has finally given its technical stand on the causes of Lake Malawi overflooding, which is submerging people's property along the lake. Water and Sanitation Ministry Principal Secretary Elias Chimlambe has told Luntha television that the increase in the water level at the lake has been caused by current persistent heavy rains in the neighboring Tanzania and the northern part of Malawi. However, one of the cottages owner in the district, that's in Mangochi, Lydia Aziz, still believes government must take the blame for people's illegal mining and environmental destruction, suggesting capacitating the youths as a long-term solution, among others. We have more in this report by Robert Edward.
Lake Malawi, the pride of the warm heart of Africa, has since early 2000s seen its water table going down below the sea level due to impact of climate change. But according to government, whenever Malawi experiences El Nino, the situation changes as the neighboring Tanzania receives a lot of rains, which increases water in the lake, rising the water levels above the sea level, a situation which is happening this year as the lake is reclaiming its territory and has in the process submerged people's property, especially lodges and cottages along the beaches of Mangochi. This dispels schools of thoughts advanced by some victims, especially who apply trade along the beaches, who thinks the situation is due to closure of Kamuzu Barrage in Liwonde. But according to Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Water and Sanitation, Elias Chimlambe, water levels have increased in both the lake and the Shire River.
In 1965, when there was the first barrage at Liwonde, the barrage has never closed. And even when it was upgraded around 2018, we have never closed Kamuzu Barrage. As I'm speaking now, the rainy season in those areas has just started, and we're expecting heavy rains to continue during this month of April up to.
One of the people whose cottage business has been affected by the increased water, Lilian Aziz, still thinks there should be an issue with the water control at Kamuzu Barrage, further suggesting to government that in the long run, the country should have deliberate dams to be harvesting the water, viewing the status quo to be as a result of environmental destruction through illegal sand mining and deforestation by some young people who can be capacitated to be doing better things in their lives.
They need somebody to control and put a stop to this. Governmental organization to put a stop on certain things like this, first of all, or to regularize or to empower those poor people so that they should not be disturbing the nature.
According to government, water levels went up to 477 meters above the sea level in 1981 when a similar situation happened. And with the continued rainfall in Tanzania, the increase in water levels at the lake will continue until June. Hence, people living near Lake Malawi need to take caution. For Luntha, this is Robert Edward.
Found 4 Nations, committed to promoting inclusivity for differently abled children, has expressed readiness to advocate for inclusivity, diversity, and equity in communication practices. The organization aims to raise awareness about the significance of inclusive communication, including for persons with disabilities. Connex Kafera, the organization's advocacy and communications officer, has announced a partnership with the National Democratic Institute to introduce a toolkit named Utenga wa Onse, which aims to advance inclusive communication strategies. We have more in this report.
Kafera emphasizes that this guide acts as a valuable tool for facilitating effective communication with various audiences, such as persons with disabilities, marginalized communities, and other vulnerable groups. He highlighted the key features of Luntha Wawonse Inclusive Communication Guide, including accessible language, inclusive design, respectful representation, and other customized engagement strategies across various communication platforms and formats. Kafera noted that the development of the guide was a collaborative endeavor with participation from stakeholders representing government agencies, NGOs, media outlets, academic institutions, international organizations, private sector entities, and community-based organizations.
We can come up with an inclusive message. So it gives us the type of font we need to use, alignment, type of colors. So we are talking of inclusive colors. It gives us a need of maybe for Braille for those who have vision impairment. So because of that, we are saying that it is a resource that gives us a lot of things that is going to help communications experts or those who send communication to have skills and knowledge on how to come up with an inclusive communication or message.
Conex Kafera, Advocacy and Communications Officer. The main goals of Luntha Wawonse are to promote inclusivity, diversity, and equity in communication practices, raise awareness about the significance of inclusive communication, and provide practical guidance for implementing inclusive communication strategies across different contexts. Highlighted features of the initiative include practical advice, research findings, and best practices for developing inclusive communication materials, running campaigns, and effectively engaging diverse audiences. The unveiling of Luntha Wawonse will be presided over by the Ministry of Information, and other relevant stakeholders are also expected to attend the event.
That was Charity Chilanga reading a report which has been compiled by Bridget Mwanuka. And finally, in other news, a severe wave of thunderstorms with heavy rainfall is hitting most United Arab Emirates cities, especially in Dubai, Sharjah, and Al Ain, where the Asian Champions League semi-final first leg match between UAE's Al Ain club and Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia has been postponed. We have the Al Jazeera report being read by Emmanuel Georgia.
Heavy thunderstorms have rushed the United Arab Emirates, dumping more a year and a half rain on the desert city of Dubai in just a few hours and flooding major highways and its international airport. The rains began red on Monday, soaking the sands and the road of Dubai, with some 20 millimeters, 0.79 inches of the rain, according to the meteorological data collected at Dubai International Airport. The storm intensified at 9 a.m. and continued throughout the day, dumping more than rain and hail onto the overwhelmed. By the end of Tuesday, more than 142 millimeters had soaked Dubai, and an average year sees 94.7 millimeters, 0.73 inches of rain at Dubai International Airport, the world's busiest international travel and a hub of the long-haul carrier Emirates. At the airport, pool of water erupted on taxiways as aircraft landed. The airport ended up halting arrivals night, and passengers struggled to reach terminals through the flood water covering surroundings.
To end the news, the top stories once again.
Pope Francis appeals for release of prisoners of war. Government affirms commitment to water infrastructure development in undeserved communities. Wakuda Kamanga joins National Development Party hours after being suspended from R40. And in other news, Dubai submerged in floods as UAE gets over a year's worth of rain in hours.
The bulletin today was produced by Hope Kambeta, and Vincent Kwakwara was on the final control center. This has been Bernard Mwanza. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now.